They laughed when she walked in, a nurse in blood-stained scrubs under a flickering neon sign.
Is anyone else
To them,
laughing?
she was small, tired, harmless. Then she said 7 quiet words. I'm here for my son. The music died. The room froze. What they didn't know was that before she ever wore hospital blue, she wore combat green. And
You should have
tonight,
stayed
she
out of
wasn't
this.
saving lives in an emergency room. Tonight, she was walking into one. Before we begin, if you believe quiet courage still changes the world, please comment your thoughts and hit subscribe. It helps these stories reach the people who need them most. The metallic click of a Glock 19 sounded like a monitor flatlining. 18 bikers froze beneath the red glow of the Red Wolf Motorcycle Club sign. Pool balls stilled. Cards hovered in midair. Someone's cigarette ash fell in slow motion to the sticky floor. She was 5'4", hair in a tired knot, blue scrubs spattered with someone else's blood. Angela Martinez, 35, trauma nurse. In her hand, the pistol stayed low, muzzle off target, finger indexed exactly where it should be. Calm hands, steady breath. ER eyes. I'm here for my son, she said. Each syllable landed like a diagnostic code. Viper Thompson, 6'3", silver hair, a lightning scar from ear to jaw, leaned back on his leather throne at the end of the bar. The room took its cue from him. He smirked. Hospital's 10 miles that way, sweetheart. Laughter rolled like thunder. Big men delighting in how small she looked. Angela didn't blink. Her gaze moved the way her hands move in triage. Fast, precise, unemotional. Exits, corners, mirrors, bottles that could become weapons. The slick shine on Tank Rodriguez's knuckles spelled PAIN in dull ink. He grinned, thinking she didn't see him measure the distance. Tommy Martinez, Angela said, soft and surgical. 19, missing 72 hours. Last seen leaving this club with blood on his hands and terror in his eyes. His motorcycle is outside, plate 7XR042. It was warm when I touched it 20 minutes ago. She paused. He texted me at 23:15. 3 words. Mom, need help. The laughter frayed. One man stopped smiling first. Someone at the back reached for nothing, then thought better of it. Doc Peterson, the club's medic, set down his whiskey, squinting. It wasn't the gun, it was the stance. Feet planted, weight slightly forward, shoulders loose, muzzle disciplined. He'd seen that posture where sand stung your teeth and everything smelled like burning metal. Ma'am, Doc said carefully, you military? Angela's eyes didn't touch him. I'm a mother, she answered. Who knows how long it takes to bleed out from a deep cut and how far a boy can run when he's scared. Her tone never rose. Her hands never shook. Tank's bottle cracked on the bar top. Maybe somebody should call an ambulance for this crazy nurse. He took 2 steps. Too close. The next moment happened faster than a blink. Angela's left shoulder slipped an inch to the wall, pivoted her hips. Her right hand caught Tank's wrist the way it would catch a falling instrument tray, turned the bones through their weakest arc, rolled his center line. His weight collapsed. One knee hit wood with a thud that rattled pictures. No shot fired. No scream, just clean mechanics and a big man staring up at a woman he suddenly didn't understand. Don't touch me, she said softly. I don't want to hurt you. I came here to take my son home. A pool cue clacked to the floor. Viper's smirk dimmed. The room's bravado lowered by 10 degrees. Someone coughed to prove he wasn't afraid. Then the building exhaled and the power died. Neon blinked out. Music strangled itself. Emergency darkness poured over leather and chrome. In that blackness, Angela's voice was the only thing alive. Nobody move, she said. If one of you panics, all of you start bleeding. A chair scraped. A lighter flicked. Don't! Angela snapped, sharp enough to cut. Doc backed her up from the dark, steady and low. She's right. Don't put a target on your chest. The generator coughed twice, failed. Somewhere by the trophy case, a hinge breathed. Angela tilted her head. Back door, she murmured. 2 steps from the cracked 3rd place plaque. Don't touch it. Silence stretched like wire. Boot leather side against wood. Somebody's breath gave away a bad idea. A thin red emergency strip sputtered to life, painting the room in blood-colored light. Faces reappeared, mean turned uncertain. Tank massaged his wrist and didn't move again. "Where is Tommy?" Angela asked. Nobody answered. "My next call brings people who don't ask nicely," she said. A phone on the bar vibrated. Maria, the bartender, glanced at the screen. "Private." "Speaker," Angela said. A woman's voice, crisp and federal. "This is Agent Sarah Kim. Building is surrounded. Do not attempt the rear exit." Viper's eyes hardened as he looked at Angela. "You brought the feds?" "I brought myself," Angela answered. "But they follow blood." The call clicked dead. The red light hummed louder somehow. Viper rose off his stool like weather coming in. Hands open, palms visible. "All right, nurse," he said. "You want your answer? You're going to earn it by listening to something you're not going to like." Angela didn't lower the gun. She lowered her chin. "Try me." The red strip flickered, and somewhere behind the pool table, a chain lifted off a latch. The generator finally caught, dragging a row of old fluorescents back to life. Their harsh white made everyone uglier and more true. Banners looked cheap, dust looked like cobwebbed snow, and the blood on Angela's sleeve looked newer. Viper nodded once at Doc. "You clocked her first. Say it." Doc's voice had gravel and respect. "She doesn't move like a civilian." Angela kept scanning. Tiny, the kid near the end of the bar, had an old cut poorly taped. Infection invited itself. Snake, the wiry treasurer with prison ink, had his phone half under the bar, thumb ghosting a message he hadn't sent. Razor Pete, the sergeant-at-arms, kept glancing at a door Angela had already mapped. "Your son," Viper said, "is alive, or your voice would already be different. You don't come in here calm if you think you're too late. So either you know he's alive or you have to believe he is. Which is it?" "My son texted me," Angela said. "I was ending a 12-hour shift. We lost a child 30 minutes earlier. I washed my hands twice. The smell stayed." She swallowed. "He said he needed help. Then his phone went dark." "Phones die," Snake muttered. "Phones don't switch off GPS themselves," Angela said. "And your cameras across the street don't point at your own door for decoration." Razor Pete flinched. A small flinch. But flinches are information. Outside, engines idled like animals that hadn't chosen a direction. Inside, one heartbeat set the tempo. Everybody tried to pretend it wasn't theirs. "Where was he standing when he texted you?" Doc asked. "By the fence near the garage," Angela said. "He said he could hear two men arguing. He heard the name Morales. Then nothing." The name moved like a cold draft over hot men. Viper stared at Snake until the treasurer looked away. "We don't say that name in here," Viper said. "Detective Luis Morales," Angela said. "Undercover, Federal Task Force for Racketeering, Money Laundering, and something else you won't say out loud." Tank huffed. "You're out of your depth." "My depth is people bleeding to death and me stopping it with a hand and a prayer," Angela said. "Your depth is noise." The emergency strip popped and steadied. A cold breeze slid under the back door. Metal kissed metal. A muffled voice. A lifted chain. "Don't," Angela said to the door, barely above breath. "Whoever you are, don't make me be the lesson." The door didn't open. The promise of it did. Viper exhaled like making a decision. "Doc," he said without looking. "Tell her." Doc rubbed his jaw. "Morales wasn't a good idea around here," he said. "He liked to push, but he wasn't dead 3 nights ago." "So Tommy didn't watch a murder," Angela said. "No," Doc said. "He watched a storm roll in." Snake slammed his palm on the bar. "We're not—" "Snake," Viper said, and the single syllable stopped him. He looked back to Angela. "You touched the tank, not the seat. Heat holds longer. That tells me you've done this before." Angela didn't reward the respect. "Where did my son go after he saw your storm?" Maria's phone buzzed again. Agent Sarah Kim's voice returned. "No drama, only logistics. Perimeter secure, hands visible. No one touches the back exit." "Why so fond of the back exit?" Angela asked, eyes on Razor Pete's shoes. Razor Pete's jaw flexed. "Why are you so sure we even know your kid?" "Because people who do bad things also do good ones to survive themselves," Angela said. "And because my son is kind. He helps people. Kind boys walk into places like this to fix engines and make friends. That's how they get hurt. Tank stared like he'd forgotten another language. Maria polished glasses already clean. Doc watched the floor like it might speak. The front door cracked. A gloved hand. Agent Sarah Kim stepped in, badge dull gold under fluorescent fatigue. Hands visible, she said. We're not here to embarrass anybody. We're here to keep people alive. Viper rolled his shoulders. You always bring an audience? We bring a net, Agent Kim said, and we pull it when we have to. Her eyes flicked to Angela, softened for half a heartbeat. Mrs. Martinez. Where is my son? Angela asked. Alive, Agent Kim said, precise. Under protection. Angela's shoulders dropped a centimeter. The kind of relief you only see when you watch Bodies for Truth. Where? Angela asked. A safe location 10 minutes from here. We need to finish this before we move you, Agent Kim said. You could have called me, Angela said. We did, Agent Kim said. Your phone's been dead since Tuesday night. You've been working, haven't you? Angela nodded. I don't like leaving people alone. Neither do I, Agent Kim said. Trust me for 5 more minutes. 4, Angela said. 4? Agent Kim agreed. A crash from the rear hallway. Metal on cinder block. Purposeful footsteps. Someone moving with the confidence of a bad plan about to get worse. The corridor smelled like oil and old beer, and the kind of secrets that ferment. A red ankle-high strip made shadows look like they were bleeding. Angela adjusted the hem of her scrub top. The torn edge snagged on the wrong fabric underneath. A low-profile vest not issued by any hospital. Doc saw it, blinked, and something in him stood up from years ago. Mrs. Martinez, Agent Kim said carefully, step back to the main room. No, Angela said. The person who knows what I need is about to decide if he can make it to that exit without being seen. Her chin pointed to a shadow near the utility door. And he's wearing cologne that wasn't here before I arrived. The shadow separated into snake, cheekbones sharp, eyes calculating. The kind of man who smiles while counting cash. Hands, Agent Kim said. He lifted them. Empty, which means the wrong thing was not in them. Come back, Viper warned. We don't run. Some of us do, Snake said. He grinned at Angela. Your boy ran. He survived, Angela said. There's a difference. Snake twitched left. Angela moved first. The shotgun he didn't show hit tile behind the ice machine. Agent Kim's team flowed like water, easing Snake to the floor. Angela held the leverage until she felt the fight go out. Not just muscle story. Ledger, she said, not to anyone in particular. He was going to burn it in the dumpster. Snake laughed once, breathless. Who are you? Angela pulled her scrub top aside just enough to show ink beneath the vest. A spread-winged eagle, talons around a stretcher and rotor, the subtle mark of a 160th soar. Night stalkers. Beneath. Death waits in the dark. No one leaned closer. They leaned back. Doc's spine straightened on instinct. His hand rose into a salute he hadn't used in years. Imperfect and perfect at once. Tank whispered a word he forgot to finish. Where's the ledger? Angela asked. A mop closet, greasy towel, edges singed. Agent Kim flipped pages. Names, dates, wire codes. Laundering and choreography? No applause. Professionals don't gloat when the ocean gives up what it tried to hide. Viper wasn't faking calm. If you're going to take me, he told Agent Kim, do it clean. We will, she said. We're not here to make a movie. You already did, Viper said, glancing at Angela. You cast the wrong woman. Or the right one, Angela said. The radio cracked. Control to team leader. Subjects fleeing rear alley on bikes. 3. One is Bone Martinez. Angela's head snapped toward the utility door. Bone. The road captain. Older, steady. Not her kin despite the last name. A man who had not moved badly until now. Hold positions, Agent Kim said. Secondary team. He's not fleeing, Angela said. He's carrying something. Watch his left side. How do you... Agent Kim began. People run different when they're holding weight that matters, Angela said. And in 10 strides she was at the door. Alley light knifed inside. 2 bikes already moving. Bone astride a third. left arm tight to his body like something fragile lived there. "Don't," Angela said to the morning. Bone looked back. Not hate, not defiance, just a man choosing between wolves. "I can't," he said, and thumbed the starter. Angela didn't shoot. She stepped in, grabbed the collar line of his cut, twisted him off the seat, and pivoted him to concrete with mercy that saves collarbones. The thing under his arm thudded. Not a weapon. A phone. Older. Heavy. Business grade. Prepaid. Exactly the kind a ledger would love. "Why?" Angela asked. Bones stared up at a sky he'd forgotten to see. "Because I got a son too," he said. "And I thought if I kept quiet, it wouldn't touch him." Agent Kim's team peeled the other riders off their bikes with professional embarrassment. No drama, no video, just hands, zip ties, inevitability. "You give this to them," Angela told Bone, holding up the phone. "Help them. You go home sooner. Maybe you see your boys' kids." "Everybody thinks they're the hero of their own story," Bone said. "Most of us are just supporting cast in somebody else's tragedy." "Not today," Angela said. "At least not in mine." The alley settled. The morning brightened like a promise no one trusted yet. Somewhere a bird tried singing over engines and didn't quit. Agent Kim's voice softened in Angela's ear. "It's time. Do you want to see him?" Angela's knees almost forgot they were hers. Inside, the Red Wolf clubhouse looked smaller. That's what truth does to rooms. Evidence sealed, names matched to faces, rights read, snakes separated, tanks sullen but quiet. Razor Pete angry at the right people for once. Viper already had the talk with himself. "You know what the problem is with men like me?" Viper asked Angela. "We think the mirror is a window," she said. He almost smiled. "Tell your son I'm sorry." "Tell him yourself," Angela said, nodding toward the paperwork. "There's space for that." Maria slid a bottle of water across the bar. "For your voice," she whispered. "Mothers need their voices." Angela drank. Cold ran down a throat that had argued with death all week and wasn't done yet. "Mrs. Martinez," Agent Kim said, "it's time." They left through the front because the front deserved to be walked through. The morning cleaned the street with a pale light. A short convoy waited like a promise kept. Doors opened like book covers. Angela climbed in and felt the world narrow to a small seat and the corner of a hospital ID poking her hip. The drive was 10 minutes that felt like 5 years. Agent Kim didn't speak. Professionals understand sacred silence. The safe house was ordinary brick with a weedy patch of lawn and blinds that didn't match. The door opened before the car stopped. He was taller than his messages, shoulders he hadn't grown into, eyes exactly like his first day of kindergarten. "Tommy." "Mom," he said, and the word broke in the middle like it had been holding back a sob for 3 days. Angela's feet forgot they were tired. Her hands forgot guns and gloves and IV lines and charts. She folded him into herself, breath lost, found, lost again. "You shouldn't have come," he said into her shoulder, words wet. "There's no place safer than where you are," she said into his hair. They sat on a couch that had seen other reunions. Tommy talked, halting than the way 19-year-olds talk when they've seen too much and your presence makes them young again. He'd heard the argument. He'd seen the wrong men. He'd called 911. He'd done everything right. "You were brave," Angela said. "I was scared," he said. "That's what brave feels like," she answered. Agent Kim laid out next steps. Protection, depositions, trials that would last months, choices about relocation, witness protection if necessary, new schools, new roads. "Is there a way to go home?" Tommy asked. "Sometimes," Agent Kim said. "Sometimes not. Sometimes home comes with you." Angela looked at her hands, small crescents of dried blood in the creases. She thought of rotor wash and desert air, of nights when the waiting room breathed like a single creature with 100 eyes. A Viper's half smile, Doc's salute, Bone's phone, Tiny's bandage. Good and bad sharing rooms, always. "Home is the people you protect," she said. "We can carry it." Tommy nodded. It made more sense than anything else. Angela's phone buzzed, a text from an unknown number. "You did good, ma'am. Taped Tiny proper. He says thanks. They all do. Even the ones who don't know it yet. Doc, she smiled and typed back, tell him he keeps his ink and his hand. Agent Kim lingered by the door. You have options, she said. You understand chaos. You calm it. We need that. Contracts, consulting, or nothing. You've earned the right to sit still. Angela looked at Tommy. He looked at her. 1,000 nights in 1,000 rooms passed between them. Ask me in 48 hours, she said. After I hear him snore again. Agent Kim's rare smile appeared. Deal. Angela's phone vibrated once more. Unknown number. Family at risk. Hospital referral says you move people quietly. Can you advise? She stared at the message, then at her son's face, then at the rectangle of sunlight on the floor. She typed, send details. We'll help. But not today. She set the phone face down and finally let her body sink into the couch like it might remember how to sleep. Some heroes wear courage loud. Patches, plaques, photographs hung straight on clean walls. Others carry it quietly, under hospital blue, under a tired smile, under the weight of a badge that says RN and means I won't leave you. She walked into a room full of men who believed strength was noise, and she taught them that strength is care. Steady hands, slow breath, decisions that keep people alive when stories try to turn bloody. She came as a nurse. She left as a mother who never stopped fighting, and somewhere down the road, when another family needs a quiet warrior to walk through a loud door, she'll be ready. Not because she wants to be a hero, but because some people don't know how to be anything else. If this story moved you, please subscribe. Not for numbers, for the mothers who keep watch at midnight, for the medics who go back into the dark, and for the sons and daughters who need someone to say, I'm here. Your click helps these voices reach the people who need them most. Thank you. Outside the safe house window, two birds argued in a thin tree, and for the first time in 3 days, Angela let the sound carry her toward sleep, until her phone lit the room with a new message she hadn't expected.